when I was visiting Kronii, it's just I look around and I just completely forget that where Kronii lives is completely different from where I live. They're like, wow, these are two different places. We're not the same country. It looks exactly the same. And then I would be, we'd go to some places, and we went to like some places where people are talking, like an aquarium, and then they're just talking about like the history of stuff, and then they're talking about like history classes and like things you learned in history, and I'm like, wow, you guys have different curricular. I guess it makes sense. Well, we don't learn the same things. I had like a total, it was a culture shock. But I don't have a culture shock if I go to like an Asian country, but I have a culture shock going to Canada. Sorry to everyone in Canada, I'm sorry. And it's like you go around, and if you are driving in Frisia and you drive down a street, it's totally normal to see like an American flag. And I'm so used to seeing the flag of the United States. And then we're driving around and I see a Canadian flag. And I'm like, everything looks exactly the same, okay? Except the roads are a little weird. I was thinking that because I was staring at the roads while Kronii was driving. I don't think they do this here. Well, they don't do it very often. It's not frequent. But there, I noticed that it was very often that street lights would blink green. And I didn't know really what that meant. And then I asked Kronii, I was like, why is it blinking green? And she was like, it just means you can go. And I'm like, what? Why is it blinking though? I'm scratching my head. I don't think I get it. I don't think I understand. Whoa. And then the entire time, cars there are like, oh, kilometer. This is also in the Far East. Cars everywhere except in Frisia are like, kilometers per mile. This is how fast you're driving in kilometers. I'm like, I don't know what that means. And I'm staring at her. I'm watching how fast she's driving, and I'm like, I have no clue what this is. What is that? Wow, what's a kilometer per mile? Miles per kilometers? Kilometers per hour? Sorry. I'm too used to saying miles per hour. Kilometers per miles per hour? What's a kilometer? What is a kilometer? I just don't know how fast she's driving. I don't even know what the speed limit is. I'm just so confused. Everywhere I go, I'm confused. It's just, you go to a place that looks exactly like home, and except things are just like slightly different, and the air smells better. And the air's just a little cleaner. And the water's a little fresher. Yeah, when I was there, I was sniffing around like a dog. You really have to take it in. You don't know what fresh air is like until you're in fresh air. I was like, this air smells really good. You have some good air. And then you look outside, and there's so many trees, and you're like, wow. And you see like a beautiful green mountain, and you're like, oh my god. I've never seen one of those before.